According to statistics reported on CNBC, a surprising number of motor vehicles are not covered by insurance. Sample results, consistent with the CNBC report, showed 46 of 200 vehicles were not covered by insurance. What is the population that is being sampled? All motor vehicles. What is the point estimate of the proportion of vehicles not covered by insurance? Point estimate would come from the sample, and a sample of size 200, 46 were not covered by insurance. So that would be the point estimate or point estimator of the population percentage of all motor vehicles that would not be covered by insurance, and that's equal to 0.23 or 23%. That would be our estimate of all motor vehicles that aren't covered by insurance. So we would estimate that population percentage at 23%. Can we assume that the sampling distribution is normal? The condition for that is that the sample size times the sample percentage is greater than or equal to 15, and the sample size times the complement of the sample percentage is greater than or equal to 15. So we would have 200 times 0.23, which is 46, greater than or equal to 15, and 200 times 0.77, and that would be 154, and that's greater than or equal to 15. So can we assume that the sampling distribution is normal? Yes, so we can use standard normal. Develop a 95% confidence interval for the population proportion. Okay, we don't have the population proportion, so we're going to use our sample estimate, and our formula will be p hat plus or minus z alpha over 2, and then the square root of p hat times its complement q hat over n. And we have these values, 0.23 plus or minus. Now this is a 95% confidence interval. Percentages always use the standard normal, and at 95% the z alpha over 2 is 1.96. Then we'd have the square root of 0.23 times 0.77 divided by the sample size of 200. And computing that margin of error, we would get 0.0583. And that would be my margin of error. My confidence interval would be adding and subtracting that margin of error to the 0.23, and on the lower end I would get 0.1717, and on the upper end 0.2883. I would say at 95% confidence, the real population percentage of all motor vehicles not covered by insurance would be somewhere between 17.17% and 28.83%. My estimate of all motor vehicles that are not covered by insurance is 23%. But under 95% confidence, I have a margin of error of 0.0583. So how far off could that 23% be? It could be as much as 5.83% off. Or the real population percentage of all motor vehicles not covered by insurance would be somewhere between 17.17% and 28.83%.